conventional wisdom at this point is that this is going to be a more middle-of-the-road administration than what people might have anticipated if there was a blue wave. You think that's true?
Yeah, good morning, Becky. I think there are some things for the market very much to like about divided government, about the prospect of divided government. No tax increases, for instance. Very unlikely that you get some personnel in place that are from the more progressive left, because they would have to go through Senate confirmation of a Republican-held Senate. And you probably could get some fiscal stimulus, albeit it will be quite a bit smaller than if we had seen a blue wave. Now, with all of that said, we can't necessarily completely discount the prospect of these two Georgia Senate seats that are going to run off on January 5th going to Democrats. Democrats, as we know, underperformed on the down ballot races last week, and the odds are against them for sure. But it does look like Georgia probably will go for Biden. And of course, Stacey Abrams has built a pretty formidable voting infrastructure there. So clearly, we would be looking at a very different set of policies if those two Senate races were to go Democratic. But again, if this is kind of divided government, which I think the market is pricing in right now, there's a lot that the market obviously likes about it.
What do you think we'll see? We had two congressmen on earlier today, members of the Problem Solvers Caucus, the head of that. They talked about stimulus first and then infrastructure as a second potential. Is that how you see things lining up, or are there other issues that you think would come to the forefront?
Yeah, and I would agree with Steve's prognosis here for stimulus in the lame duck. I think there are a lot of obstacles, obviously in retrospect, probably better to have taken the deal that was on the table as of just a few weeks ago. Now it looks like there's some, political obstacles to get something done before year end. And as a result, a COVID relief bill will be kind of priority number one of a Biden administration from a legislative perspective. And then, could your focus turn to something like infrastructure? But as we all know, it's been infrastructure week on Capitol Hill for, years. And it's sort of like the unicorn that never necessarily appears. So do you actually see, traction on this at this point, back in 2021, potentially? But there obviously have been obstacles to getting something done, at least historically. So again, our expectations here are you get some fiscal stimulus, you get some COVID relief bill, albeit much smaller than what would have been on the table just as a few weeks ago, and then maybe you get something on infrastructure, but much smaller than what we would have gotten under a Democratic sweep.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.